Early in the morning, you're sipping your favorite coffee while scrolling through messages when suddenly you're hit by words that feel like a splash of cold water. It could be a harsh comment from someone or a cruel gesture. And just like that, your day seems a bit less bright. Dealing with toxic people is a challenge we all face, but how we respond can completely change the dynamics. Have you ever noticed how sometimes a single negative comment can linger in your thoughts longer than a compliment? It's like a stain on your favorite shirt that refuses to come out. Here's where your power lies: in the ability to see that stain and decide not to let it ruin your shirt or your day. It's about understanding that these tough moments reflect less on you and more on the other person's internal battles and insecurities. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius offered timeless wisdom. He said, "When another person blames you, hates you, or expresses similar criticisms, go to their souls, penetrate inside, and see what kind of people they are. You will realize that there is no need to be consumed by anxiety. They must have a particular opinion about you." This perspective invites us to look beyond surface interactions and understand the deeper motivations behind others' actions. This moment of confronting negativity also presents a unique opportunity for self-reflection. I challenge you to dive inward, peeling back the layers of expectations and social masks to uncover truths about yourself that have been obscured by others' judgments. Are you allowing someone else's negativity to define your day or your worth? Let's embark on this journey of self-discovery together, finding strategies not only to deal with toxic people but also to strengthen our sense of self. Chances are you've encountered someone in your life who seems to push all the wrong buttons, right? Often, we label these people as toxic because they spread negativity like a cloud of smoke, making clear vision difficult. But what if I told you there's a way to clear the air and navigate through that smoke without losing yourself? It all starts with self-awareness. Just like knowing you're allergic to smoke prompts you to avoid it, understanding your responses to toxic people can empower you to keep your emotional distance. This reminds me of a lesson from an old fencing master who taught his students that true skill in fencing wasn't just about attacking, but knowing precisely when to dodge. Every time a toxic person attacks, imagine yourself taking a perfect sideways step. You don't absorb the blow because you're aware of your own limits and respect them enough not to let anyone cross them. This doesn't require anger or a counterattack, just a calm and unwavering knowledge of who you are. Turning this understanding into part of your daily life isn't as hard as you might think. Consider it like tying your shoes. At the beginning, it's something you need to focus on, but eventually it becomes second nature when dealing with negativity. Take a step back and ask yourself, why does this bother me? Or, what can I learn from this? These questions aren't about blaming others, but about reinforcing your own mental fortitude. Understand that this path won't be obstacle-free. Self-awareness and navigating through others' negativity aren't a fairy tale. There will be days when it's easier to just react, returning what's thrown at you. But that's a fleeting victory, one that feels hollow because it betrays who you are. Every time you choose to respond instead of react, remember that you're not doing it because it's the easy choice, but because it's the right one for you. It's about building a fortress within yourself, not from arrogance, but from a place of strength and calm. It's not about ignoring negativity, but acknowledging it without letting it interfere with you. Set your actions and embrace the challenge. It sharpens you, makes you more resilient, and arguably stronger in the long run. Forgiveness and memory turn your gaze to the sky. Notice how the stars shine even in the darkness that surrounds them. Think of these stars as people who add value to your life, lighting your path with understanding and empathy. On the other hand, you may encounter black holes, a representation of toxic individuals who pull you into their darkness, draining your joy and energy. Now comes the question: is there a way to navigate this cosmic dance of relationships without being sucked into these black holes? Imagine yourself as a spaceship powered not by hydrogen, but by courage and wisdom. This courage is your forgiveness, the energy cell that absolves people of their faults and allows you to rise above any toxic influence. It disconnects you from the gravity of resentment that ties you to painful memories and grudges. However, every spaceship needs a navigation system. This is your memory, the guardian of life's lessons. The silent whisper in your ear that reminds you to take a detour when a known black hole approaches your flight path. The truth is, our past encounters with toxicity are not shackles. They are points on a stellar map that guide us towards safer orbits. Each lesson learned from dealing with a toxic individual, each overwhelming emotion felt, becomes a beacon that reminds us of what to avoid and helps shape our interactions. This combination of forgiveness and memory is the compass that guides us through the complex constellation of relationships. With these thoughts in mind, I ask you to reflect on your journey through this celestial dance of relationships. Who do you see shining like a star, and from whom do you need to steer clear, like from a black hole? Use your forgiveness as fuel that propels you forward, and let your memory help you navigate, avoiding repeating the same patterns in the dance of relationships. In this intricate ballet of life, let us aspire to be the spaceship that forges its path through cosmic chaos with refined grace, propelled by the power of forgiveness and guided by the wisdom of memory. Emotional stability while navigating life surrounded by toxic individuals may feel like walking through a dense fog. You lose sight of where you're going, and every step seems uncertain. But what if I told you there's a way to dissipate the fog? It starts from within, through the strength of emotional stability cultivated by Stoicism. Think of that person who, no matter the chaos, never seems shaken, like a solid mountain against a violent storm. Stoicism isn't about being indifferent, but recognizing that the only thing truly within our control is how we respond to the outside world. It teaches us that our power lies in our reaction, not in trying to control the uncontrollable. So, when faced with toxicity, we channel our inner stoicism instead of getting caught up in the drama. We pause. It's like being in the eye of the hurricane. Everything is wild on the outside, but in here, it's calm. This space allows us to breathe, think, and then act from a place of rational calmness. It's about shifting the focus from what's happening around us to how we'll let it affect our inner peace. And how do we do that? By practicing mindfulness. Yes, it's a buzzword these days, but here's the kicker. It works. Mindfulness allows us to detach, to observe the chaos without being absorbed by it. It's not about ignoring toxicity, but recognizing it without letting it dictate our peace. It's realizing that just like clouds in the sky, these moments will pass. So, the next time you find yourself in the midst of negativity, remember, you're the architect of your peace. Build strong boundaries. Imagine stepping into a world where every interaction is like a stroke on the canvas of your day. Some strokes are vibrant and uplifting, enhancing the beauty of your existence. Then there are those dark, heavy, inconsistent strokes left by toxic people in your life. These interactions not only leave a mark, they alter the entire masterpiece of your day, your mood, and even your self-perception. Now think of the ancient Stoics. They were masters of their own minds, not avoiding adversity but by strengthening their inner walls. They knew that not every critical opinion or negative energy deserved their attention. What if I told you that dealing with toxic people can be approached with the same stoicism? It's not about building an impenetrable wall but choosing which gates to open and when. This opening, being selective, doesn't make you less of a person. It makes you a curator of your own peace. Imagine your energy as a limited and precious resource like water in the desert. Every interaction you engage in is like taking a sip of that water. Now, would you rather give it to someone who plants seeds in your desert, making it flourish, or to someone who lets it evaporate under the scorching sun? Establishing boundaries is about investing your energy wisely, not with arrogance or disdain, but with the calm resolution of a Stoic who knows their worth and the value of their time. It's about calmly communicating, "Here is where I draw my line," because your peace is not up for negotiation. So, let's move forward with this mindset. See each day as an opportunity to paint your masterpiece, to invest your energy where it grows wonders. Remember, respecting yourself enough to set boundaries isn't an act of aggression. It's an act of self-respect and wisdom. Start today, not by cutting people off, but by delineating where your garden ends and the wilderness begins, and watch how the landscape of your life transforms. If this video resonates with you, let us know in the comments and give it a like to spread its message. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights into energetic intelligence. Have you ever found yourself sharing space with someone whose energy feels like a storm, turning your sunny day upside down? Navigating the choppy waters of interactions with toxic people can test even the calmest mind. But let's turn the lens inward and explore the concept of energetic intelligence as our compass. Think of your energy as a protective barrier, like the walls of an ancient city, something that preserves your peace and keeps unwanted negativity at bay. Now consider for a moment the power of choice. In these situations, just as you decide which fuel to put in your car, determining its performance and longevity, you have the power to choose how you react and engage with individuals who drain your energy. Responding with patience and understanding or choosing not to engage can be your super fuel, optimizing your emotional well-being and keeping you on a steady course. This isn't about avoiding conflicts, but arming yourself with wisdom and making choices aligned with your peace. Mastering this intelligence goes beyond mere self-control. It's about creating a space around you so grounded that not even the most powerful storm can shake your foundation. Like a tree deeply rooted in the earth, you are unshakable not because the wind doesn't blow around you, but because you've mastered the art of bending and swaying with it without breaking. This strength and flexibility disarm toxic energy, leaving it no choice but to dissipate or move on. Now, I invite you to reflect on how you've managed your energy in the face of adversity. Think of the moments when you felt overwhelmed by another person's negativity. How did you respond? Did you let their storm darken your sky? Or did you shine even brighter, guiding both of you back to calmness? This journey isn't about becoming insensitive, but recognizing that within you there's a reservoir of strength and wisdom ready to face any challenge that arises. Pause, breathe, and remember the power you possess. How will you proceed? Channel this energetic intelligence to not only protect your peace, but also illuminate the path for others. Remember, the true test of your inner strength isn't how you avoid the storm, but how you dance in the rain. Focus on goals. You know when you've set your eyes on something you truly desire. Perhaps it's mastering a new skill, achieving a fitness goal, or even progressing in your personal projects. It seems like you're on a clear path, right? But then, unexpectedly, you encounter people or situations that dampen your spirits. These encounters can almost divert you like a gust of wind redirecting a paper airplane. It's disheartening, to say the least. Take Jordan's story, for example. Jordan was fully committed to starting a small online business. Skepticism from friends and family came in waves, some openly doubting, others subtly recommending safer paths. It's a scenario many of us are familiar with. Instead of engaging in fruitless debates or trying to validate his ambitions, Jordan focused on honing his skills, expanding his knowledge, and building his business step by step. What can we learn from Jordan's journey? A firm belief in his vision and a refusal to let negativity veer him off course. This leads us to how we deal with toxic people, a skill that requires finesse. The Stoics were onto something profound. They focused on what's within our control. And let's face it, changing others isn't in that category. However, managing our response to them is well within our reach. It's about maintaining a mental barrier, ensuring that negativity doesn't penetrate and cloud our judgment or spirit. Imagine a raincoat during a storm. It doesn't stop the rain, but it keeps you dry. It's this kind of resilience we seek. So, the next time you find yourself facing skepticism or negativity regarding your plans or ambitions, think of Jordan. Redirect your energy not into convincing detractors, but into strengthening your own path. Offer a smile, a nod, and continue with your endeavors. You have goals to achieve, and no amount of negativity deserves to occupy space in your mind, rent-free. Embrace Stoicism, focus on your actions, enjoy the process, and let the dissenters become mere whispers in the background. This is your journey, and you are the sole navigator of your path. Seeking support occasionally, we sometimes encounter someone who seems to challenge our peace of mind on every possible level. You know those people whose presence feels like a storm cloud on a sunny day? It's like being stuck in quicksand. The more you struggle to remain calm, the deeper you sink into frustration or anger. This is complex. What can we learn from Jordan's journey? A firm belief in his vision and a refusal to let negativity sway his path. This leads us to how we deal with toxic people, a skill that requires finesse. The Stoics were onto something profound. They focused on what's within our control. And let's face it, changing others isn't in that category. However, managing our response to them is well within our reach. It's about maintaining a mental barrier, ensuring that negativity doesn't penetrate and cloud our judgment or spirit. Imagine a raincoat during a storm. It doesn't stop the rain, but it keeps you dry. It's this kind of resilience we seek. So, the next time you find yourself facing skepticism or negativity regarding your plans or ambitions, think of Jordan. Redirect your energy not into convincing detractors, but into strengthening your own path. Offer a smile, a nod, and continue with your endeavors. You have goals to achieve, and no amount of negativity deserves to occupy space in your mind, rent-free. Embrace Stoicism. Focus on your actions. Enjoy the process, and let the dissenters become mere whispers in the background. This is your journey, and you are the sole navigator of your path. Every now and then, we encounter someone who seems to challenge our peace of mind on every possible level. You know those people whose presence feels like a storm cloud on a sunny day? It's like being stuck in quicksand. The more you struggle to remain calm, the deeper you sink into frustration or anger. You know those people whose presence feels like a storm cloud on a sunny day? It's like being stuck in quicksand. The more you struggle to remain calm, the deeper you sink into frustration or anger. It's complex. What can we learn from Jordan's journey? A firm belief in his vision and a refusal to let negativity sway his path. This leads us to how we deal with toxic people, a skill that requires finesse. The Stoics were onto something profound. They focused on what's within our control. And let's face it, changing others isn't in that category. However, managing our response to them is well within our reach. It's about maintaining a mental barrier, ensuring that negativity doesn't penetrate and cloud our judgment or spirit. Imagine a raincoat during a storm. It doesn't stop the rain, but it keeps you dry. It's this kind of resilience we seek. So, the next time you find yourself facing skepticism or negativity regarding your plans or ambitions, think of Jordan. Redirect your energy not into convincing detractors, but into strengthening your own path. Offer a smile, a nod, and continue with your endeavors. You have goals to achieve, and no amount of negativity deserves to occupy space in your mind rent-free. Embrace Stoicism. Focus on your actions, enjoy the process, and let the dissenters become mere whispers in the background. This is your journey, and you are the sole navigator of your path. Embrace Stoicism, focus on your actions, enjoy the process, and let the dissenters become mere whispers in the background. This is your journey, and you are the sole navigator of your path. Seeking support occasionally, we often bump into someone who seems to challenge our peace of mind on every possible level. You know those people whose presence feels like a storm cloud on a sunny day? It's like being stuck in quicksand. The more you struggle to remain calm, the deeper you sink into frustration or anger. It's a complex dynamic we frequently find ourselves in when dealing with toxic individuals. It's a test of our patience, but more importantly, of our stoicism. But let's take a closer look at how seeking support in these situations doesn't show weakness. It reveals wisdom. Just as a single candle can break the darkness, sharing your struggles with someone who understands can illuminate paths you didn't see before. These are the people who add strength to our resolve, not by fighting our battles for us, but by reminding us of the power of our own mental fortitude. Imagine having a wise elder in your corner, offering insights from a well of experience. That's the kind of invaluable support that can help us navigate toxicity with grace. To tap into the Stoic strength within us, we need to recognize when external perspectives can assist us. It's about understanding that while we can't control others' actions, we can certainly control our reactions to them. Through the art of Stoicism, we learn to detach, to see the situation from a higher perspective. It's like zooming out on a map to find alternative routes we might have missed. While seeking support, we allow ourselves the space to breathe, reflect, and choose our responses carefully, ensuring they align with our values and sense of peace. Now, take a moment to reflect on your own encounters with challenging individuals. How did you navigate those waters? Did you try to face them alone, relying solely on your strength? Or did you seek supportive perspectives that could change everything? Remember, the true mark of a Stoic isn't in silence or solitary suffering, but in knowing when and how to engage the wisdom around us to tread the path with more ease and understanding. Controlling negative self-criticism is crucial. Remember the first time you crossed paths with someone whose energy felt like a rain cloud in a parade? We've all been there, feeling the weight of another person's negativity pulling us down. Surprisingly, how we talk to ourselves when dealing with toxic people can be our armor or our Achilles heel. Think of your mind as a garden, and every thought about yourself as a seed. Stay firm, but if you add doubts and fears, those toxic weeds begin to suffocate all the good. But that's only part of the story. Stepping away isn't always an option, and that's where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism comes into play. It's not about what happens to us, but how we react to it. Stoicism enlightens us that true strength lies in our reactions. Therefore, when navigating through the turbulence of someone else's negative influence, carefully monitor the conversations you have with yourself. Instead of asking, "Why do I have to deal with this?" consider pondering, "How can I become stronger from this encounter?" This mindset can foster resilience, empathy, or the courage to maintain your boundaries. Changing your perspective isn't just playing with words, it's reclaiming your power. Another powerful tool at your disposal is detachment. It's not about being cold or insensitive, but wisely choosing where to direct your energy. Imagine negative comments from someone as arrows. If your self-esteem is an impenetrable shield, those arrows can't harm you. However, this doesn't mean you won't feel the impact at times. Remember, arrows can only hurt you if you allow them to. So, take a moment to reflect. How often do you let external negativity influence your internal dialogue? Controlling this doesn't mean building a fortress around your heart. It means understanding your worth and recognizing that your reaction is your power. Sometimes it's simply deciding not to give away your peace. Stoicism isn't about living without emotions, but choosing which battles are worth your heartbeats. Remember, the only person truly in control of your life is you. An approach oriented towards solutions. Have you ever wondered how to deal with those toxic people we inevitably cross paths with? It's like navigating through a dense fog, where every step feels uncertain and the air seems heavy. The key here is to adopt a solution-oriented mindset deeply rooted in the principles of Stoicism. This approach sets the stage for turning these interactions into opportunities for personal growth and emotional intelligence, rather than sources of frustration. As you can imagine, changing the game in toxic encounters requires creativity. It's like playing chess. You need to think several moves ahead, anticipating reactions without getting emotionally involved. This means listening more than speaking and responding calmly, a trait admired by many but mastered by few. This strategic creativity allows you to maintain your peace and avoid getting entangled in chaos. Adaptability in these situations is your best friend. It's the ability to stay true to your values while facing the challenge of interacting with difficult personalities. Picture yourself as a tree, firm in your roots but flexible in the wind. You sway but don't break when faced with the whirlwinds of toxicity. This resilience strengthens your character and equips you with the tools to weather any storm. I invite you now to reflect on how you react when confronted with negativity or manipulation. Remember, the presence of toxic people may not be under your control, but how you respond incorporates a stoic, solution-oriented mindset. You're not just avoiding the pitfalls of negativity. You're actively shaping a life of peace, resilience, and dignity. Remember, in the grand scheme of things, it's not the obstacles we face, but how we overcome them that defines us. Avoiding unnecessary arguments, choose your battles wisely. This advice is as old as time, but it's never been more relevant than in today's world, where every interaction can feel like a minefield. When dealing with toxic people, it's like navigating a maze in the dark. You never know when you might bump into a wall. The key here isn't to attack every wall you encounter, but to feel your way around and decide which paths are worth pursuing. Some conflicts are just dead ends, energy-draining dead ends with no treasure at the end. Recognizing this can save you a lot of headaches. You'll be surprised to discover that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is not to react. Silence can be louder than any word you could throw into the fray. When toxic people direct their negativity at you, they're often looking for any sign that their words hit home. By choosing not to engage, you're taking the wind out of their sails. It's not about ignoring the problem, but choosing not to let it control you. Your energy is precious. Spend it on battles that matter. Beware of the trap of trying to change someone's toxic behavior. Arguing or reasoning with them is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It only fuels the flames. Instead, ask reflective questions to encourage them to see the situation from a different perspective. It's about shifting from confrontation to conversation. This approach won't always work, and that's okay. The goal isn't to win every battle with them, but to maintain your peace and dignity in the process. On the battlefield, empathy is your shield, and patience is your sword. Trying to understand where the other person is coming from doesn't mean you agree with them or approve of their behavior. It means you're strong enough to look beyond the surface. Remember, everyone is fighting their battles, some of which you know nothing about. By practicing patience, you give yourself time to respond instead of reacting. This doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. I invite you to take a moment to reflect on your encounters with difficult people. Are there patterns there are battles you've fought that simply aren't worth your time? Remember, being stoic isn't about being emotionless. It's about not allowing your emotions to control you. It's about choosing where to focus your energy, knowing that not every battle is yours to fight. So, the next time you find yourself on the brink of a potential argument, take a step back, breathe, and ask yourself, is this really worth my peace? Spotting false cordiality isn't as shocking as how a simple disagreement can quickly escalate into a full-blown argument. It's like a tiny spark turning into a raging forest fire, destroying everything in its path. But here's the thing. Not every spark needs to ignite a fire, especially when dealing with toxic people. Understanding the concept of false cordiality can be your fire extinguisher. It's about recognizing when someone is pretending to be on your side while quietly stacking wood to fuel the flames. Body language doesn't lie. A smile that doesn't reach the eyes or arms tightly crossed over the chest are telltale signs of insincerity. A subtle clue that you're dealing with hidden agendas, not genuine concern. Pause for a moment and listen to what's not being said. A voice dripping with honey but lacking warmth, or a forced laugh that seems out of sync with the conversation, can reveal more than words ever could. These communication nuances are like invisible threads pulling at your intuition, leading you to the realization that not everything is as it seems. The way someone speaks can be a mirror reflecting their true intentions, as clear as day to those who choose to see. Now think about the patterns you notice in people's behavior. Consistent actions reveal a person's true character, like the steady beat of a drum, unwavering and reliable. On the other hand, behavior that fluctuates drastically depending on who's watching is as fragile as a leaf in the wind, signaling that displays of friendship are just that, displays. It's crucial to observe these patterns because in the realm of human interactions, consistency is king. Being able to discern between the facades of false cordiality isn't just about protecting yourself from toxic relationships. It's about cultivating an environment where authentic relationships can thrive. Flourishing is about being a beacon of authenticity in a sea of pretense, guiding others towards the shores of genuine connections. So the next time you feel that something is amiss, trust your intuition. Pay attention to the signs and remember, not every hand extended in friendship is worth shaking. Thank you for joining us on this stoic journey. Remember always, the power to shape our happiness lies in our own hands, and through the constant practice of virtue and understanding of the things within our control, we can find peace and fulfillment. Keep exploring the depths of Stoicism in your daily life. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with others who might benefit from Stoic wisdom. Until next time, may Stoic wisdom light your way.